line, you can't fold and you can't bend. Y'all be playing it safe and I be going for the win. Remember back when they was doubting on the kid. Now they tuned in cause my game too legit.
Fantasy Headliners Nation. Headliner Nation. Fantasy Headliners for the nation. I'm a headliner. I'm a headliner.
Yo. Analytics off the chain. Other channels not the same. Jake and Kyle, you know the name. Headliner Nation, we running the game. Y'all stuck on third down. Your content's plain Jane. Headliners on top now. We gonna move and change. Podcast off the rip. Draft guide, so legit. Fantasy world, our game tight. You know we about that chub life. Stuck in a rut and you need some motivation. Head to the channel for this Headliner Nation.
I'm a headliner.
Yo! What up, nation? Sunday morning. Welcome in. Trevor Lawrence is terrible. Trevor Lawrence is terrible. Oh, hold on. Time out. Just a second. My bad. Okay, we're back. My bad. We're good now. We have a few things that we have to go over first. So let's go through our progressions. Give me a moment. All right. Obviously, the big game that everyone saw, and there's going to be weather in a few games. For the Rams in Jacksonville, it's raining there right now. So that's obviously, if you've got people going that are not Devontae Adams, you don't really have a lot going on right now. Or Matthew Stafford. You don't have a lot going on right now anyway. New England and Tennessee, there's going to be rain pregame. There's going to be some possible brief in-game showers. Winds won't be too bad. There'll be some 30-mile-per-hour gusts early, later in the game that will die down. That could be enough to impact some deeper throws. For Carolina and the New York Jets, winds are going to be kind of all over the place in that game, it looks like. They could go up to about 30 miles per hour. And it looks like they're going to be dealing with winds later in the game. So we'll keep an eye on that. For the Saints in Chicago, the hope is that the rain should be done before the game starts. But winds in New Orleans and Chicago, it's going to be about 15 mile per hour sustained early. And then later in the game, gusts are going to hit about 30 miles per hour. And then obviously Miami and Cleveland is the biggest concern. The worst of the weather comes pregame. Wind gusts pregame are going to reach about 40 miles per hour. but in game it will not end up being that high. Here, let me just so again, I got this from Roto Grinders. Kevin Roth does he's a meteorologist. He does their stuff over there for weather. So let me just read you what he said about Miami and Cleveland. I like reading his stuff. He seems to do a pretty good job. He says, the general message I want to get across, the worst of the weather comes pregame, but it's still kind of crappy with some wind and rain in-game. Wind gusts pregame could reach around 40 miles per hour, but in-game winds won't reach that level. I expect winds early game to be around 15 miles per hour sustained, with gusts reaching 30 miles per hour. That should drop off pretty quickly to below 15 sustained, and gusts around 25 for most of the game. At the tail end of the game, and perhaps after the game, the wind kicks back up again with sustained over 20 miles per hour and gusts over 35. But I think most or all of the game plays before that round of wind ever arrives. Rain is also a concern here, and similar to the wind, it's worse pregame, but still likely an issue early in the game. We should see some clearing for a good chunk of the game, and then another round could arrive late or just after the game. I'd love to perfectly time out that last round of rain-wind for you, but I don't think I can confidently be that precise. The takeaway is the weather does kind of suck here, but it's not the 50 to 60 mile per hour wind game that some had mentioned earlier in the week. It's just a game with some wind and some rain. So that's what he has to say. I think that's better than what some people expected. Obviously, it's still not great, and we don't love it, but it certainly could be a whole lot worse. It could be a whole lot worse. Let's talk a few injuries here real quick as well. For future planning, just so you know, the Vikings are hoping that J.J. McCarthy will return to being their starting quarterback in Week 9. It sounds like Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard are going to switch back and forth early in the game. So to begin the game, it sounds like, and I think I mentioned this. When did I mention this? Maybe the other night. I mentioned that I thought that they were going to trade back and forth in terms of drives that they play, and that's what it sounds like. So, like, Dowdle's going to take a drive, and then Hubbard's going to take a drive, and then Dowdle's going to take a drive, and they're going to go back and forth. Zach Ertz is expected to play. Stephon Diggs is expected to play. Jacoby Myers is a true game time decision, so we might not know about Jacoby Myers until right before kickoff. Brock Bowers is not expected to play. Kyler Murray is expected to return in Week 9, so no Kyler Murray today. Rico, you calm down over there. You calm down. Josh Jacobs is also a true game time decision. If he does not play, then Emmanuel Wilson will play. This is where my job gets tougher, is stuff like this. So Green Bay is a 4:25 kickoff. So let's talk, and we're going to get to all the milestone chats and everything. Today is one of those days where we're going to have to kind of work through a few things. And we're going to have to talk about some guys on a step-by-step basis. So let's talk about Josh Jacobs first. Josh Jacobs is a 4:25 start. If Josh Jacobs plays, you want to play Josh Jacobs. Obviously. I would, if you have the ability to get Emmanuel Wilson, I would do that. I would. You're not going to have a lot of opportunities after that because the only other running backs that are going to be playing will be Bijan, who's already owned, McCaffrey, who's already owned, Rachaad White, who's already owned, David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, who are already owned, Zach Charbonnet, Kenneth Walker, who are already owned. The only chance you might have would be if Nick Chubb or Woody Marks are still on the waivers because Houston plays at Seattle at 10 o'clock tomorrow night. That would be your only shot to get somebody to go in favor of Josh Jacobs since he is a later start. So you need to have Emmanuel Wilson. Another thing that you could do is you could change your lineups right now. Move, if you have the ability to do this, put Josh Jacobs in your flex. And then if for some reason Josh Jacobs cannot go later this evening, then you could potentially still flex a tight end or a wide receiver. It's going to leave you with some more options. So, I mean, that's what it is at this point. Like, you're going to have a decision that you have to make. Do you want to risk it with Josh Jacobs in your lineup right away? Do you want to move him to the flex and find a way to move some people in and out? He's going to be a game time decision, so we're probably not going to know until closer to 4. So TC, you have Jacobs. You could put Walker in if you have to. Perfect. That's perfect. So here's the thing. I'm probably not going to answer a ton of Josh Jacob questions today because I don't know. I can't tell you guys. I can't see the future. I'm sorry. I really wish my Magic 8 Ball and my, what's it called? My globe to see into the future. I wish I had those things, and I don't. And I don't know what to tell you. All I know is that he's a true game time decision. So my guess, unfortunately, is as good as your guys's. I don't have... You're going to have to find something. You're going to have if you want to play Josh Jacobs, you're going to have a backup plan. That's a crystal ball. Yeah. You're going to have a backup plan. That's all I can tell you about Josh Jacobs. Yep. Oh, we're starting CD. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The Headliner Nation pick'ems would disagree. Oh, that we can't see the... I gotcha. I got you. That's just... That is just calculated statistics is what that is. Okay, so that's my spiel on Josh Jacobs. Mike Evans and Emeka Egbuka are officially questionable. It sounds like they're going to be closer to a game time decision as well. Obviously, Debo is out. We know that. I think that's about it for right now. I think that's about it right now. Obviously, this little tidbit too. Seahawks offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak on Kenneth Walker III potentially getting more reps. That's something that we want to keep getting him more opportunities. He's doing a heck of a job, but I don't want to discount Zach, and I don't want to discount George. You shut up when you're talking to me. Let's answer some questions. Michael W., welcome to Hole and Chubb. Thanks for joining the exclusive Headliner Nation this morning. Henry Lopez becoming a member for the 53rd month. Good morning, everyone. 12-team full PPR. Who should I flex? Jordan Mason, Rico Dowdle, or Ao Magno? If you're feeling fancy. I am leaning Jordan Mason there, not knowing exactly what that split is going to look like in Carolina. Dryden, McComish, celebrating a month with us. Need help. Start Kittle or Fannin Jr. Needing the safe play as I'm up by a lot already. I would go with Fannin then. I would go with Fannin. With the weather, I think they're going to target him quite a bit. I know that there's no restrictions on George Kittle, but I would like, since it's Mac Jones and not Brock Purdy, I would like to just go with Fannin. I think he's just going to be a really nice, safe option this week. James Dennison becoming a member for the 39th month. Happy Sunday, Kyle. I need to flex Quentin Johnston or Marv in a half PPR. Stay beautiful. I'm going to go Marvin Harrison Jr. Thomas, you can't. Thomas, it's because you can't. There are no super chats. I appreciate the donation, so go ahead and leave your question down below, but there's no super chats. You can send a super sticker if you want to tip after I answer a question. That's absolutely fine, but there's no super chats because you guys are already members, so we're not going to make you pay to be a member and then super chat as well. I will keep an eye out for your question, though. And if you could potentially help me out with that, I would appreciate it. Warrior Juan becoming a member for the 10th month. Hey, team, should I start Pickens or Rashee Rice in a full PPR? Listen, if it's me, I'm going George Pickens. He's been playing way too good. He's got a touchdown in every game but one so far this season. I don't care that Rashee Rice. I don't care that CeeDee Lamb is coming back. That's going to be a good matchup in that game. I'm going George Pickens, but Warrior, it's completely up to you on that one. If you think that Rashee Rice is the dude, then go with Rashee Rice. But this is one of those instances where you don't have to start Rashee Rice. You've got George Pickens, who's been playing very well. Lickin' Chips becoming a member for the 2nd month. Thanks for all the content. Lickin' Chips, appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Josh, welcome to Hole and Chubb. Thanks for joining the exclusive Headliner Nation. Jackson Allen becoming a member for the 38th month. What up? In a full PPR, are we thinking Dobbs, Tez Johnson, or Luke McCaffrey? Down bad at wide receiver right now. In a full PPR, your safest bet is going to be Romeo Dobbs. If you're looking for some more touchdown upside potential, then it's Luke McCaffrey. If it was my team, I would slightly lean Dobbs still. Matt Reich becoming a member for the 25th month. Morning, Kyle. In a full PPR, DJ Moore or Ao Manyor? Still going to go DJ Moore there. Or wait on Ibuka. I'm not going to wait on Ibuka. I'm not going to do it. I think Mike Evans has a better chance to play than Ibuka. In a full PPR, Otten or Waller? I'm not going to wait on Otten either because I'm only going to play Cade Otten if there's no... I'm only going to play Cade Otten if there's going to be no Mike Evans. If Mike Evans and Ibuka don't play, then that's great. But I'm going to have to go with Waller there because we're not going to know right away. Chico becoming a member for the 12th month. Highest upside PPR flex, Kamara, Bourne, or Evans? It's Evans for sure. But do you have somebody to replace Evans if he doesn't play, Chico? That's the thing. The safe bet is to just play Kamara. If you are looking for the most upside, it's definitely Mike Evans. But do you have someone to replace him if he doesn't play? Gabo Gexy becoming a member for the 17th month. Full PPR, Fannin or Godare? Here I will go with Godare. Addison or Devontae or Trey Tucker? Give me Jordan Addison. Kenneth Walker or Pollard? Kenneth Walker has more upside than Pollard if you need upside. Blue Knight, you have both Rico and Hubbard, and you traded Rico for Pickens. I don't mind that at all. I think that is a solid sell high move for you, Blue Knight. Jamie Carey becoming a member for the 47th month. Gamble and hope Evans plays or start Henderson in a full PPR. Jamie, it depends on the type of gamble you can take. If you can gamble on Evans and he doesn't play, do you have somebody that you can put in his place? If you don't, then you have to go with Henderson. Aaron Northcutt becoming a member for the 36th month. And a half PPR, Worthy, Addison, Keenan Allen. Addison, twice. Swift, Dowdle, Chuba, Diggs, and Evans. Start 2 wideouts, 1 running back, and 2 wideouts or running backs. I'm going to do my best here, Aaron. I'm a little confused. So if I need to start 2 wideouts and 1 running back, the running back that I start, Swift is questionable. If I knew Swift was playing on 100%, I would play Swift, but I don't. I think your safest bet is to go with the hot hand, even though Chuba is coming back, and play Rico Dowdle. I think that is your safest bet at running back. As far as your wide receivers go, I would play Addison. And if you want more upside, I go Worthy. If you want to play it safe, you go with Keenan Allen. Dr. Titan 300 becoming a member for the 48th month. I need 4 in a standard league. Moore, Jennings, Golden, Ao Manuel, or Luke McCaffrey. 0-6, need a win. I'm feeling it's happening today, baby. Calf raises on 3, 2. Okay, 4 in a standard league. I'm assuming Moore is DJ Moore. Jennings is probably Jawan Jennings. Matthew Golden, Ao, and Luke McCaffrey. So if you need upside here, I'm shooting for touchdowns. I'm going Luke McCaffrey. I am going DJ Moore. I'm going to leave Jawan Jennings out because he has been the most banged up player, and I'll play Moore, Golden, Ao, and Luke. Brad Early become a member for the 3rd month. 12-team half PPR. Booty, McCaffrey, Devontae Smith, Vidal, DJ Moore, pick 3. I'll go Vidal. I will go DJ Moore. And then I will go, believe it or not, if you want to be risky, you can play Devontae Smith. I'd probably lean Luke McCaffrey over Devontae Smith, and that's probably wild to say. Sloth becoming a member for the 11th month. We go in LMC or Wilson in the flex if Jacob sits. LMC, I'm assuming that's Luke McCaffrey. I mean, so Washington and Green Bay play at the same time. If we find out that Jacobs is sitting, then I will play Emmanuel Wilson over Luke McCaffrey. And you have the luxury of waiting because you'll know before those games kick off. Tom is celebrating a month with us. Need help. Pick 3. Vidal, Quentin Johnston, Wan'Dale Robinson, Trey Tucker, Marvin Harrison, Romeo Doubs, and DJ Moore. Give me Vidal and give me Marvin Harrison Jr. Faux show. And then if you want the most upside, I'm going to go Quentin Johnston. If you want to play it safer, I probably go Romeo Doubs there. Samuel Scheller, welcome to Hole and Chubb. Thanks for joining the exclusive Headliner Nation. Peyton Leahy becoming a member for the 11th month. Thanks for all you guys do. Thanks for being a member, Peyton. Should I pick up and start Chris Moore from Washington over Booty? So Scary Terry and Debo are out. I think if you want more upside, you could end up going that route. I probably still end up playing Booty, though. I think he's a little less risky. I think Chris Moore is riskier, but I think Chris Moore has substantially more upside as well. All right, we're to Thomas now. And Anna, I think you sent me a message. Thomas, need help, pick 3. Vidal, I just answered that. Oh, Thomas, you sent your question as a milestone chat, and then you sent the donation afterwards. So I just answered it anyway. Oh, it scrolled. Crap. Hold on. I got to go back up real quick. I'm just catching up on milestone chats. Eddie P becoming a member for the 39th month. Good morning, Kyle. I'm 1-5, so I'm chasing upside and hoping for a dub this week. In a full PPR, choose 2 flex. Ramondre, Mason Taylor, Kendrick Bourne, Michael Pittman, Luke McCaffrey, and Tez Johnson. Thank you, and enjoy your Sunday. Eddie, enjoy your Sunday as well. My Sunday will be great until, right at 1 o'clock, we'll find out how good my Sunday will be, because if Rashee Rice has just a gigantic Sunday, my Sunday is going to be really bad. let's just be honest about it, okay? Because the comment section is going to fill up very quickly with a lot of people who are chomping at the bit to tell me how absolutely stupid I am about Rashee Rice. So that's going to depend on how my Sunday goes, but at least we get it out of the way at 1 o'clock, right? All right, we're choosing 2. I'm going Michael Pittman for sure. I've got a thing about Ramondre Stevenson right now. I think he scores a touchdown this week. I'm going to go Ramondre Stevenson. Sean Daniels becoming a member for the 15th month and a full PPR. Pick 2 for the flex. Monty, Tez Johnson, and Uncle Uncle Rico. I'm going Monty and Rico there. Jackson becoming a member for the 13th month. Hey, Kyle, as always, go Lions. Go Lions. And a full PPR with the weather for Miami-Cleveland game. Would you play Waller or pick up Goddard and place him in? Oh, pick up Goddard. For sure. DZ gifting 5 memberships to the Headliner Nation community. Let's get a little hashtag DZ spamming up in the chat. Appreciate you for the generosity this morning. Jordan Chun becoming a member for the 13th month. Pick 2, Abuka, Keenan Allen, Kendrick Bourne, or Waddle. I'm going Keenan Allen and Waddle here. Even with the weather, he's a guy that can still play short. So, full PPR, I have Sterling Shepard just in case. Worried about Booty Waddle. Worried about Waddle with the weather. I know, I am too, but it doesn't sound like it's going to be nearly as bad as what they had originally anticipated. Harley Ryder celebrating 2 months with us. Morning Nation in a full PPR, Bourne or Allen? I'm assuming that's Keenan Allen. I'll go Keenan Allen. Mason Taylor or Fannin? I will go with Fannin. Flex Monty, Vidal, or anyone you didn't choose from wide receiver or tight end. I'm going with Monty. Ben R becoming a member for the 32nd month. 2 running backs and a flex. Swift, Scat, Dowdle, White, Luke McCaffrey. Give me Scat. Give me White. And then as far as safety goes here, if DeAndre Swift plays, you know what? I'll just go with Dowdle. Kristen Marquez becoming a member for the 28th month. Pick 2 in a full PPR. Stephon Diggs, Travion Henderson, Jordan Addison, Luke McCaffrey. I'll go Jordan Addison and Luke McCaffrey there. No Limit Jim becoming a member for the 15th month. PPR, DJ Moore, AJ Brown, Wandell, and Dobbs start 2. I mean, it depends. If you're chasing upside, then I go AJ Brown and DJ Moore, and I just keep my fingers crossed. If you can play it a little bit more safe, then I go Wandell and Dobbs instead. Alejandro becoming a member for the 30th month. Omar, the weather in Cleveland is not expected to be as bad as originally anticipated. I read the weather report earlier at the start of the stream. If you're interested in hearing more, if you scroll back to the beginning of the stream, it's one of the first things I talk about. Full PPR, start 1 for wide receiver 2, Stephon Diggs or Hollywood Brown. I'll probably lean Stephon Diggs here. Also, Herbert or Caleb Williams. We have Caleb Williams higher this week. Oh, man. I have got so much tension in my shoulders like the last 3 days. It's unbelievable. Ugh. I think most of it is because I had a huge shoulder workout the other day, and I've just been tight since then. Kicked any 45-year-olds? Not today, noob. Not yet. Still young, though. I mean, it's only 11:30. You never know what could happen the rest of the day, right? Jamal, how do you get a Discord invite? You don't get an invite. You connect Discord to your YouTube account. Anna just posted the directions. I will pin them for you. Boom. There you go. Red Hulk, I'm going DJ Moore. Jacoby Myers is a game time decision. Listen, I'm just reading. I'm all caught up on milestone chats, so I'm in the chat now. If you want your questions answered, keep them short. The shorter your questions, the easier it will be for me to get to them. Matt Thomas, welcome to Hole and Chubb. Thanks for joining the exclusive Headliner Nation this morning. In a full PPR, I need to start one, Dominique Olave or Quentin Johnston. I think Olave is going to be your safest bet there. If you really need more upside, then you could go with Quentin Johnston, but I'm probably leaning Olave a little bit. Xavier, Vidal or Kamara in a PPR? I'm going to go Kamara there. I have Scat in my flex. Should I put Bill in instead? I know you had Scat higher. Scat, to me, has higher upside this week. I think JCM is probably a little safer, but I don't think JCM has that upside because they are going to be throwing the football a lot today. I personally am not risking it with Emeka Egbuka if I don't have to, unless you have another option. Kyle, Marv or Tet in a full PPR? In a full PPR, I'll lean Tet a little bit here. Mike Dubb, I'm going to go Pittman over Bourne. Argania, Chris Moore or Jennings? I'll go Chris Moore here. Joe Hamilton, Kittle or Ferguson? Ferguson is still going to be safer for me. Kittle is going to have more upside. I feel like we almost have 400 people in here right now, which is the highest amount of viewers that we have had since the international game started on Sunday morning. Can you all hit the like button for me? Because it feels good to be streaming for a decent amount of people again on Sunday morning. We've barely been breaking 200 people since international games started, but clearly y'all think this game sucks, which it kind of does right now. So I don't think very many people are watching. So I appreciate you spending your Sunday with me. Hit that like button for me. I would greatly appreciate it. Jill Merck, Hunter Henry or Waller? I'm still going to lean Waller here a little bit. Scuppy, pick one in a full PPR. Booty, Zach, Sharp, Devontae Smith, or Trey Tucker. I think your safest bet is Trey Tucker in a full PPR. You forgot that there was a morning game? That's okay. I forget everything every week anyway. The good news is that next week for Bye-Mageddon, because there's 6 teams on a bye next week. Jill, thank you for the dono. Appreciate it very much. There's 6 teams on a bye next week. Detroit, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Arizona, Seattle, and Jacksonville. There is no Sunday morning game next week. In week 9, there is no Sunday morning game. In week 10, we go back to Sunday morning games because Germany has a game, Atlanta and Indianapolis. In week 11, we go back again because we're in Spain. And then week 12 is the end of it, I think, at that point. And then week 13 is Thanksgiving week. LH becoming a member for the 11th month. Hey, in a full PPR league, Kittle or Ferguson? I think I just answered this for somebody. Was it you, LH? Maybe not. Ferguson is safer. Kittle has more upside for me. And then Williams, Prescott, or May. I think Williams is the highest. We have Williams at 3, Dak at 4, and May at 7. Argo Nunya. Thanks so much for the $1 donation. Appreciate it. Ricky becoming a member for the 23rd month. Debo is out. Who should I flex in a full PPR? Diggs, Quentin Johnston, Trey Tucker, or Isaiah Bond? Who should I flex in a full PPR? Diggs, Quentin Johnston, Trey Tucker, Isaiah Bond. I'm going to barely lean Trey Tucker here. Brandon Crawford and Transformer 351. Welcome to Hole and Chubb. Thanks for joining the exclusive Headliner Nation this morning. Rosetown send a gifted membership. Appreciate you. Thanks for the generosity this morning. Iraq Vet becoming a member for the 31st month. Thanks for the solid advice last week. Finally got to 500. Let's go. And a full PPR, 2 wide receivers and 1 flex. Harrison Jr., London, Wandell, Swift, Quentin Johnston, and Juwan Johnson. Thanks. 2 wide receivers. We're going to go London for sure. And then I'm going to go Harrison Jr. And then for the flex, if Swift plays, I'll go with Swift. But if you're looking for more upside, I'll go Quentin Johnston. Cordarius Kidd becoming a member for the 2nd month. Who should I start? Evans, Tet, or Jennings? I'm going to go Tet. Scale Speaks with 5 gifted memberships. Let's get a little hashtag SS spamming up in the chat for Scale Speaks, hitting us with some generosity with 5 gifted memberships. Furley becoming a member for the 13th month. 2 teams in a PPR. 1 team I need to pick 3. From Judkins, JCM, Rico, Kamara, and Williams. Judkins for sure. JCM and Javonte Williams. Those will be my 3. And then Rico, Judkins, and Pollard. You need 1, it's Judkins. Otten or Henry at tight end, I'll go with Henry. Anna, I'm sorry. I didn't realize hashtag SS was going to start holding up the messages. You're a weird one, YouTube. Top Fly T becoming a member for the 3rd month. Yo! Any changes to the Scatabo over Bill Merritt start with Debo now being out? Thanks as always. I mean, I still think Scatabo has more upside than JCM. I still think he has more upside than JCM. Rosetown becoming a member for the 36th month. Full PPR and 0.5 per rush attempt. Who do I flex? Hollywood, Algier, or Harvey? I'll flex Algier, and I will hope that Atlanta doesn't do what they did earlier in the season. Algier and Bijan had a huge game, and the next week they came back and they threw the crap out of the football instead of continuing to run it. So I'll go Algier. Also, would you trust Rice over Chubb or Hunt? Yes. In that situation, I would play Rice. Antonio Cardona becoming a member of Hole and Chubb. Thanks for joining the exclusive Headliner Nation. Chris Johnson becoming a member for the 3rd month. Otten or Mason Taylor? I will lean Mason Taylor here a little bit since we don't know about we don't know about what's going to happen with those wide receivers. Anna, would you rather have me tell people to put hashtag suck at YouTube? Diggs and Jacoby Myers are both out. Let's go double check that real quick. Not that I don't trust you, TC. Also, hopefully the wedding went great. Yes. And no, Stefon Diggs is in. Okay, I read that wrong. Diggs in, Myers out. Okay, my bad. Hunter Renfrow isn't active. Jacoby Myers isn't active. Brock Bowers isn't active. Stefon Diggs is active. Schefter is reporting. This is breaking news. Adam Schefter is reporting that Emeka Egbuka has a real chance to play Monday night while Mike Evans is likely to play Monday night. Oh, God. Yeah, let's not put hashtag SS anymore. Oh, hold on. My daughter's calling me. Just a second. Just a Sorry, that was daughter swag. She had a question for me. Family comes first. Have to pause the stream for a second. I think I was saying something. She's calling about lineup questions. She didn't play in our fantasy league this year. She wasn't interested in it. Swift is playing as well, so DeAndre Swift is in today. Dan the Legend becoming a member for the 14th month. Start Devontae Smith in KW3 or gamble with Booty, Bourne, or one of the Commanders or Bucks wide receivers. I think if you want to play it safe, Dan, you go with KW3. If you want, you can play Evans. It sounds like Evans is likely to play. I would pick up one of the wide receivers for Tampa Bay first. And then I would play Evans, and if he doesn't play, then I would replace him with whatever Tampa Bay wide receiver you pick up. Bukowski becoming a member for the 49th month. I tried to stage... Okay, hold on. Because it's political, Buck, I'm going to go ahead and stay away from that one. I appreciate you being a member. But we're talking football, not politics, so we're going to leave that to the side. Whatever your thoughts are, that's fine. Not getting into it. Not getting into it. Mason or Hall? I'm assuming Jordan Mason or Breece Hall. Let me have... I'm pretty sure we're still going to go Jordan Mason there. Did I just say Jordan Mason? I meant Breece Hall. I think we're going to go Breece Hall there. Jordan Mason is at 18. Breece Hall is at 13. So we are going to go ahead and go with Breece Hall there. Denim Dan becoming a member for the 13th month. Burden or Charbonnet? I think Charbonnet is going to be better floor because I think you get a little bit of a touchdown potential there. Luther Burden, since DJ Moore and DeAndre Swift are playing, you're getting really risky there. Are we risking it with Ibuka now? Let me give you a blanket Emeka Ibuka answer. The only way that I am going to start Emeka Ibuka is if I have a backup option if he doesn't go. If you do not have the ability to put in a backup option for Emeka Ibuka, then you cannot start him. You can't do it. Ethan the Doc Turner, would you agree with me on that synopsis I just gave regarding Emeka Ibuka? Ethan says, great answer, Kyle. We're on the same page. If the doc agrees with me, then we're on to something. Jill Merck becoming a member for the 13th month. If I have Ibuka and Evans, do I risk one of them or go with Jordan Mason? Oh, man. I would say you probably risk it because I think one of the two play, and I would be. I mean, it sounds like Evans is going to play, or at least try. If you want to play it safe, depending on your matchup, if you can't risk giving up the points, then just go with Jordan Mason. That's all we're going to be able to do. Them playing on Monday night is not good. Colt Full celebrating a month with us. Diggs or Jameson in the flex? I'll risk it with JMO. Did Brian Thomas Jr. not catch that? My man cannot hold on to a ball. Callie, really needing some help today. Debo is out. Do I flex Chris Moore, Luther Burden, Chubb, or RJ Harvey playing against Chase? I go Chris Moore then because you are looking for upside. Derek, Packers or Patriots defense? Packers or Patriots defense? We have the Patriots defense higher. Best Washington wide receiver in a PPR league, Luke McCaffrey. Jesus, I'm going Scatabo over Dowdle. Cloful's been crying in his coffee all morning. I'm sorry to hear that. Abad, Bourne or Booty? I will go with Booty if you're looking for more upside. T-Law is not doing hot as well. But this Rams defense is really, really good. I try not to harp on quarterbacks too much when they play really good defenses, especially overseas. Beer belly, I probably go with Waddle there. May or Caleb, Brandon? We have Caleb higher this week. Gabe, Pitts or Fanning? I'll go with Fanning. Drop Njoku for Henry. I mean, if it's the same league and you already have two tight ends, you can just drop Njoku and not pick up Henry because you have Pitts and Fanning. If it's a different league, I would take Henry over Njoku. Carrie Crossley becoming a member for the 38th month. Carrie, hopefully you're doing well. Hey, Kyle, need a flex. Judy, Franklin, Spears, and Charbonnet. Thank you for all the updates and info. You're welcome, Carrie. Appreciate you being here. I'm going to lean, if you want a decent floor, it's going to be Zach Charbonnet with some touchdown potential on the ground. If you want a little bit more upside, then you could go Spears, and hopefully they dump it off to him a few times. Beer Belly, we have May higher than Herbert this week, I think. Yep, we do. One spot. Mirna, good morning, Kyle and Headliner Nation. In a full PPR, Luke McCaffrey or Pollard in my flex. I'm going to go McCaffrey over Pollard. Sean Smallwood, Trey Tucker or Luke? Give me Trey Tucker. Matthew Hutchins, KW3, JMO or AO? I'm going to go KW3 if you want to play it safe. JMO if you need a bunch of upside. Aaron, pick 2, Ladd, Johnston, AJ Brown, Golden, Pollard, or Marks. Give me Ladd. And then if you want more upside, you can risk it with AJ Brown. If you want to play it safe, then just roll with Pollard. Adam Pennington, welcome to Hole and Chubb. Thanks for joining the exclusive Headliner Nation. Gabe Mendez, risk it with Henderson or Chubb? I personally would risk it with Henderson over Chubb. What player do Jake and I disagree about the most in the rankings? I think the biggest one is probably Jackson Dart. He's got Jackson Dart as a top 12 quarterback, and I got him outside the top 12. And I love Jackson Dart. For those of you that are members, did you hear anybody talk about Jackson Dart the way that I talked about Jackson Dart this offseason? And this is one of the reasons why it's good to be a member and stick around all offseason long. Because when January hits and I start diving into college players, I absolutely love it. For those of you that stick around all off season long, do you find that my college football analysis helps you going into the season? Because I feel like I've been really good. Like that's the one part of my job that I really wanted to get better at. Do I ever try Fairway protein? I think I have. The only reason that I have the muscle milk protein is because for Prime Day, I got a great deal on like 3 cases. But that was one part of my game or my job that I wanted to get better at was scouting, the actual football side of it. And man, I feel like I have made like some really, really good calls on college players and what they could or could not be moving forward. I feel like that is the area of my job that I have improved immensely. Danny and Greg becoming a member for the 26th month. Happy Sunday football day. And a full PPR. Flex 2 from Keenan Allen, Trey Tucker, Jordan Mason, or Xavier Worthy. Thanks for all you do. Thank you. I'm going to go Jordan Mason and Keenan Allen here. Jordan Mason and Keenan Allen. Your film breakdowns help me understand how wide receivers hit their progression, which helps me get the right players on my squad. Love it, Dr. Tyen. I haven't done as many film reviews in season this year because I was focused on doing some spreadsheets for you guys. I just did 4 tabs of rest of season rankings for trade opportunities and then also playoffs as well for the members. If you're a member and if you've looked at that, let me know how that has gone for you. If you like that and if you've utilized it. David, hey man, just wondering, would you start Devontae Smith instead of Waddle? So David, at the very beginning of the stream, if you weren't here, I talked about the weather, and it sounds like the weather is not going to be nearly as bad as what they originally anticipated. So I am okay with still going Waddle there. If there was somebody safer than Devontae Smith, I would lean that way. But even with the weather, Waddle is just as risky as Devontae Smith. He actually might be safer, to be honest. Cruiser, I'm going to go with Addison over Bourne. Jeff, the good thing about Evans or Jacobs is you don't really have to worry about that because you'll know about Jacobs before you know about Evans. So if Jacobs doesn't go, you just put Evans in. If Jacobs go, then you go with Jacobs. Fannin over Waller, David. Yep. The Dennis family. Waller or Ingram, and also Marks or Pollard. Pollard is going to be safer than Marks. Marks has more upside. And then I will go Ingram over Waller. Noobstar, the spreadsheets are amazing. Awesome. There's some other spreadsheets I want to work on. And I think that's something I wanted to try that because I think that's something that I want to do a little bit more of next season. Instead of filming more like videos for our members, doing some spreadsheets and some other behind the scene things that you guys can utilize on a consistent basis throughout the season instead of a video that you might just watch for the week and then utilize it once and then not be able to utilize it again. So that's something I was like, this might be a good idea to do this. So somehow I just paused the game. There it goes. Scales, trade Kendrick Bourne for Terry McLaurin. Oh, yeah, 100%. Rest of season, AO, Judy, or Pierce in the flex. Rest of season, one person? Well, you don't want to just pick one person the rest of the season. Not right now. Oh, Daniel, come on now. I'm breaking the... Okay. Jeff Carroll sent 5 gifted memberships. Let's get a little hashtag Jeff spamming up in the chat. Freddie G, Wilson or Carter? Okay. What Wilson? Emmanuel Wilson? I mean, it's got to be Carter right now because we don't know. We don't know if Josh Jacobs is playing. That's the same game though. I mean, if Josh Jacobs doesn't play, it's Emmanuel Wilson. If Josh Jacobs does, then it's Michael Carter. Paris, Odunze, London, and Olave. Do I sub one out for Evans? I don't. I leave them in. Do my friends and family constantly ask about fantasy football advice? My family does not. Some of my friends do, yes. Eric Munoz Jr. becoming a member for the 5th month in a full PPR. Fannin or Mason Taylor? Give me Fannin. And then start 3, A.J. Brown, Chris Olave, Mike Evans, and Rashee Rice. This is one of those instances where I will start Rashee Rice for sure because you don't have any options that are truly better than him. Then you have, after that, I mean, I go Chris Olave and Mike Evans as long as you have somebody that you can replace Mike Evans with. If you don't, then you have to go A.J. Brown. Michael, I'd probably go Fannin over Luke McCaffrey. Lucas, kind of the same thing I've said all morning. If you want to risk it with Ibuka, you have to have somebody to replace him with. If you don't, then it's not even worth the risk. Fannin or Laporta? I'll go Fannin there still. Tropo becoming a member for the 23rd month. Need a tight end and 2 flex spots. Options are Evan Ingram or Mayer. So if you want more upside, I'll go with Mayer. If you want to play it safe, I'll go Evan Ingram. And for the 2 flex spots, options are DJ Moore, Ao Manuel, Golden, or Coker. 2 flex spots. I'm going to go with DJ Moore and Golden there. Red Hulk, DJ Moore or Walker Charbonnet. If you want more upside, it's DJ Moore. If you want to play it safe, it's Walker. Tony, in a half PPR, need to Bourne, Dobbs, Moore, Jennings, Wandell. If you want the most upside, I'm going to go with Moore and Dobbs. If you want to play it a little bit more safe, you could go with Dobbs and Wandell. Adam, flex JK or Addison. JK is definitely safer, but Addison has more upside. Gone Mad, Vidal or McMillan. I'll go with Vidal if you want to play it safe. McMillan if you want some more upside. Rory, Real Talk, Ingram or Waller. I have to look at the rankings for that one. It's Waller by a few spots. Jacob, we still have Williams higher than Herbert this week. Wandell, Allen, or Sutton. I'm going to go with Sutton there. Cruz or Bourne or Addison. It's going to be Addison. Zaya. Trade Harold Fannin for Dalton Kincaid. I already have Tyler Warren. I'm okay with that. I think those are solid options to have. I'm okay with that trade. Brandon Carpenter, good morning. Need 2 wide receivers and flex options. Diggs, Addison, Smith, Luke McCaffrey, and Sharbs. I'm going Addison, Luke McCaffrey, and Diggs. Gurjo. Welcome to Holden Chubb. Thanks for joining the exclusive Headliner Nation. If it's Gurjot, I apologize that I pronounced it wrong. Lucas, the Jags have to be one of the most frustrating franchises to follow. As a Lions fan of 37 years, it's not as frustrating now, but it used to be, that's for sure. Trade Chuba and Dowdle for Sutton and Harvey. Need a wide receiver bad. OEG, as long as you still have 3 solid running backs, I'm fine with that. Rory Wilson, Luke McCaffrey, and Vidal, bench 1. Emmanuel Wilson as of right now because we don't know. Luke McCaffrey or Pittman. Samuel, I'm going with Pittman. Samuel's a new member today. I believe I said your name earlier. I don't think Lamb is going to have any limitations. I think he's good. Allen Wood has more upside than Pollard, but Pollard is safer. Gergeau. Need to start 2 in the flex. Got LMC, Ertz, Golden, or do I wait for Ibuka? The only way that you can wait on Ibuka is if you have somebody that you can play over him if he doesn't go. So I'm not going to pick Ibuka. If you have somebody that you could replace with Ibuka, then I'm absolutely fine with it. If you don't, then you're going to absolutely have to go with LMC, Ertz, and Golden. Should I start Dowdle or Hubbard? I would still go with Dowdle for this week if you had to pick between the two. Fia Bonnier. Walker or Booty? I would go with Walker. And Luke McCaffrey. Oh, Walker or Booty or Luke McCaffrey. Full PPR. Bench 1. If you want the most upside, bench Walker. If you want to play it safe, bench Booty. Sam Braun, pick 1. Kamara, Luke McCaffrey, or Vidal. Give me... If you want to play it safe, it's Kamara. If you want more upside, it's Luke McCaffrey. Roman, I'll risk it with Jameson Williams over Wan'Dale Robinson. Carcob. Kamara, Wan'Dale Robinson, or Ayo. I'm only picking one. I'm picking Kamara. Carlos, flex 2, Swift, Marv, or Trey Tucker. I'll go with Swift and Trey Tucker here. And a full PPR. Give me just a second. Just checking for updates. Not seeing any updates. Roman gifted a membership to the Headliner Nation community. Roman, appreciate you. Andres, I have Stroud over Dart. Jake has Dart over Stroud. Ertz, Golden, or LMC? Ertz and LMC. Brendan, in a full PPR, Trey Tucker, Kamara, Goddard, or Golden. Pick one. So, Goddard is your best option if you want the best floor and ceiling. Bango, I would go with Ertz over Henry at tight end first. Jason, I would pick up Sterling Shepard off waivers and then play Mike Evans, and if Mike Evans doesn't play, just put Shepard in. Professor, I've got Scat over Swift. Mr. Tax, welcome to Hole and Chubb. Thanks for joining the exclusive Headliner Nation. Oh, Ethan. I still have a feeling that she just is not a fan of mine. It's okay, though. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I get it. And I apologize if I did anything to offend her. The Queen, half PPR, flex Diggs, Henderson, Shaheed, or DJ Moore. I'm going to flex... I'm going to flex Diggs here if you want to play it safe. DJ Moore if you want more upside. She swears she likes you. I appreciate that. I hope so. I know. If is a big question mark. Noob Star, Dowdle or Stevenson for the RB2? Man, my head says it's Dowdle, but my heart says it's Stevenson. I think Stevenson has the best touchdown potential. Scales, I'm probably going to go with Hunter Henry still over Theo if you want the best floor. If you want the most upside, then probably Theo. Professor, I have no idea if Jacobs plays. None whatsoever. I have no idea. Joe, Kittle or Fannin? I'm still going Fannin over Kittle. Abuka Shepard or I will go Abuka Shepard, Joe. Mr. Tax, you got to go with Ladd unless you have somebody that you can play over Mike Evans if he sits. Felipe. Becoming a member for the 5th month. Morning, Kyle. Need a replacement for Debo and prepare if Jacobs misses. Flex in a full PPR. Wan'Dale Robinson, Travion Henderson, Marks, or McCaffrey. I'll lean McCaffrey there. There is something. McCaffrey is one of those instances where it's like, hey, you've got somebody injured, you've got somebody missing, and we want to take a shot at somebody to replace them. And Luke McCaffrey is the choice, obviously, except for the fact that it just feels like it's a trap. Luke McCaffrey feels like one of those traps where he's the sharp play of the week. They're missing 2 wide receivers. He scored a touchdown last week. He's been involved for the most part. And everyone's going to be like, oh, we'll play Luke McCaffrey because they're going to be out a couple of wide receivers. It's a really good matchup. And then it just feels like, oh, we are going to look at it later and be like, what in the heck happened, man? Am I crazy for flexing Woody Marks over Tucker Kraft in a full PP? No, I don't think so. I don't think you're crazy for that. I don't think you're crazy. I think Tucker Kraft has more upside, but I don't hate the fact that Woody Marks probably still has a more consistent floor. Servando! Full PPR, Coker or Pitts? I'll go with Pitts. Oh, if you have Abuka and if he doesn't play, you could play Otten. I like that better. Jeff, I'm going Ferguson. LKW reminding everybody to hit the like button. LKW, appreciate it. We got over 400 people right now, only 183 likes. If y'all could hit the like button, put us at 250 likes for the day. I would greatly appreciate it. It would mean a lot to me. This is the most people that we've had watching since the beginning of the season, because we've only been about 250 in terms of viewers on Sunday mornings with these international games. So I love streaming this morning and seeing over 400 people. Dehydration, since it's a non-PPR league, I would be willing to risk it with JMO a little bit more. Golden or AO? Golden's going to have more upside. AO may have more targets. Primo, Dobbs, Wan'Dale, DJ Moore, Kendrick Bourne. Probably sitting Wan'Dale. That Denver matchup is no joke, man. My wide receivers are Abuka, Lamb, Rice, and Waddle. Running backs are Henry, Gibbs, and Ramondre. I'm being offered Rico Dowdle for Waddle. Bye weeks are killing me. So if you traded Waddle, you would still have Abuka, Lamb, and Rice. I couldn't do it, David. With Chuba being back, I feel like you should be able to get more for Waddle. Furley, I would go with Williams before I go with Golden. Gus, no need to apologize, man. Welcome in. Gus says he's a first-timer. In a full PPR, need one running back and two flex. Rico, Ramondre, McConkey, Johnson, Pittman Jr. I'm going to go Pittman for sure. For the running back, I will still go Rico Dowdle with more upside than Ramondre. And then my other flex will be McConkey. Kenny, Addison, or Bourne? Give me Addison. LKW, hope you're having a good weekend, Kyle. LKW, hope you are having a good weekend. Need help, sit one in a PPR. Waddle, Marvin Harrison Jr., or Keenan Allen. I'm worried about the wind in Cleveland. So the wind is not supposed to be nearly as bad as what they originally anticipated. If you want the safest floor, it's MHJ and Allen. If you want the most upside, it's Waddle and Allen. Mark Camacho in a full PPR. Ertz or Fannin Jr. Fannin has way more upside. Ertz will be a little safer. And then McCaffrey, Bourne, Diggs, and Evans. I mean, if you want to play it safe, it's McCaffrey and probably Diggs. If you want the most upside, it's McCaffrey and Evans, as long as you have someone to replace him if he doesn't play. Scales, what helps the channel more, gifted memberships or upgraded memberships? That's a great question. For me personally, if you're going to... upgraded memberships are great if you plan on utilizing them for an extended portion. If you're going to upgrade for a month and then downgrade again, then I think, and if you don't feel like you're going to utilize upgrading your membership, then I think gifting a membership allows us the opportunity to convert somebody who hasn't been a member already. But if you're going to upgrade your membership and you're going to get a lot out of it and you're going to constantly use it and you think that you'll keep it for an extended period, then I would say gifting a membership, or I would say upgrading your membership is definitely better. But at the end of the day, we want you to do what's best for you. And if upgrading your membership and utilizing it is what you want to do, then absolutely go for it, man. One thing I've noticed about Stafford, and listen, I will really never have anything bad to say about Matthew Stafford for the most part, because he did a lot for the Lions, and the Lions did not do a lot for him. And I completely understand that trade, and I think it's worked out very well for both parties. Since Matthew Stafford was traded, him and his wife have become a couple of complainers, man. Those two complain about everything since they went to Los Angeles. Stafford constantly complains in games. His wife is so annoying. I don't ever remember her being like this when they were in Detroit, but my God. The final breaking point for me and his wife was when she lied about people in Detroit like yelling at her and her daughters pregame, because that didn't happen. And you know how I know it didn't happen is because they were right in front of me. Because I saw them walk out and I saw them walk down the sideline and I saw them chatting with the Fords and I saw them talking to other people. Nobody ever yelled at them. In fact, people were clapping. There were people that were telling them good luck. Yes, everybody booed Matthew Stafford when he came out of the tunnel. Nobody said a word to his wife. No one said anything to Kelly Stafford. And when she tweeted that, I was like, no, they didn't. No, he didn't. Nobody did. They were right in front of me. Nobody said a word to Kelly Stafford and her daughters, especially her daughters. And then when she comes back and she goes, oh, maybe that wasn't exactly true. I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought. Man, since the Staffords went to LA, jeez Louise. It's almost unbearable at this point. It's hard to root for Stafford anymore because of him and his wife. Terrence Ferguson with the touchdown. Travis Knott. Oh, first off, Zaya gifted a membership to the Headliner Nation community. Zaya, appreciates you. Thank you so much. Travis Knott Becoming a member for the 32nd month. Are we still starting Dowdle with confidence, or Ramondre Stevenson or Worthy instead? I am not starting Dowdle with confidence. Whew. I would start him if you want a safer floor over Stevenson and Worthy, though. I guess everybody don't like LA. I mean, I've got nothing against LA. I've never been. I've got nothing against LA. I like Sean McVay. I think he's a very good coach. It's not I'm not hating on LA. I'm not hating on LA at all. Not even a little bit. I will not root for the Dodgers, but Ohtani is incredible. Let's just say that right now. Actually, I take that back. I am going to root for the Dodgers because that's who we picked to win the World Series in MLB The Show, and I would like to cash in on that. I'm not hating on LA. I'm hating on the Staffords and what they became after going to LA. I don't know LKW because he didn't used to be like that in Detroit. They did not. They did not used to be like that. They just put their head down and played. Like, he just went out there and played, and he was gritty, and he defined what Detroit was about, and, like, that's who he was. Like that video of him breaking his collarbone and then going back out there to throw the game-winning touchdown, like... I wouldn't mind visiting LA. I think if you were to ask anyone ambiguity, I think you would say Tom Brady. I think a majority of people would say Tom Brady always complained, but... Any trades before the deadline? Oh, man, I have no idea. Man. I mean, Kamara was the biggest name, but it doesn't sound like that's happening anymore. Houdini Weenie. It says, welcome to Holden Chubb, but you have definitely been a member before. I think there's a lot of rumors right now, but I don't know if any of them are founded rumors. Ishmael Mendoza becoming a member for the 29th month. Diggs, Dobbs, or McCaffrey for the flex spot. I probably look towards Dobbs here. Will Lamar be back next week? I believe he is supposed to be. Yes. Always remember the good weenie. Oh, yeah, they used to be really in the charity scene in Detroit. Stafford used to do a ton. And he did some things for Detroit even after he left. There was a couple of things that he continued doing, and I greatly appreciate that. So, I don't know if they do anything out in LA anymore. I'm not sure. I highly doubt the Vikings trade Jordan Addison. I would be shocked if that happens. LKW. I sent Ibuka, KW3, and Sharp for Warren and Marvin Harrison Jr. London, Waddle, Allen, Brown, Hall, Benson. Ibuka, KW3, and Sharp for Warren. Me personally, I probably would have kept the Ibuka side. That is a wash for right now. It depends on what happens with KW3 and Sharp. If they continue to be like this the rest of the season, then you could end up winning that trade. Kyle, am I doing fantasy leagues this year? I'm only in 2 fantasy leagues now. I'm in a dynasty league that I forgot to set my lineup like the first 2 weeks of the season. And I'm 3-3 in that league. I'm probably going to lose this week because I'm playing the first overall team who is 6-0. I'm 3-3 in that league. I have good bones on that roster, but I don't have good depth. I have some really good players. Omarion Hampton being hurt does not help. The league that I'm doing with my son, he is... So I'm like, what am I, like 2-4 in that league or something like that, I think? I can't remember. I've had some injuries in that league too. No, Raven, I would play Rice over Bourne. That is one of those ones where I do play Rice. Brian, Walker, Dowdle, Bourne, or Vidal. I'm only picking one. I think if you want more upside, it's Walker. If you want to play it safe, it's Dowdle. Daniel, I would play Ibuka over Dowdle or Hubbard, but if you don't have anyone to replace Ibuka, if he doesn't play, then you're kind of screwed. So that depends on who you have available. That was a dot. But is it going to count? I see the flags. He finally scores a touchdown. Look at that. That was a dot. See, it's crazy because Trevor Lawrence spends 3/4 of a game looking like absolutely trash. Oh, by the way, in Discord, we decided that T-Law's new nickname is T-Buns because he's buns majority of the time. But then he turns around and he throws an absolute dot like that. Preston in a full PPR, pick 2, JCM, DeAndre Swift, or Bam Knight. JCM and Swift. Gonzalo checking in from the road. Gonzalo, drive safe, my man. T-Law is one of those quarterbacks, Ethan, I agree. It looks like he has a ton of talent, but it just doesn't look like he's, like, into it. Houdini! Sup, Kyle? Just got back from a week-long cruise. Nice! Hopefully you enjoyed yourself. Need some advice on who to flex with Debo out. I have Emmanuel Wilson, Luke McCaffrey, Chris Moore, Cade Otton on the waivers. I go Luke McCaffrey there. Daniel, you have JMO if Ibuka doesn't play? Perfect then. Perfect. Carm becoming a member for the 4th month. And a full PPR. Quarterback is Nix or Dart? I have got... Jake has Nix higher. I do not. So that depends, Carm. That one's gonna be tough. Jake thinks Nix has more upside this week, or Jake thinks Dart has more upside this week. I think Nix has more upside this week. Rico, Jacobs, JC, and Pacheco. Wide receiver London and Pittman. Quentin Johnston. Wait, am I picking? Carm, I don't know. Am I picking guys? Or are you just telling me the rest of your roster? Jordan becoming a member for the 23rd month. Good morning, Kyle. Need one for a flex. Bourne or Monty? Give me Monty. Forehead kisses, Jordan. Appreciate you. How many am I picking, though, Carm? I don't know how many I'm picking right now. If you could clarify it for me, please, and thank you. Two wide receivers, two running backs, and a flex. Okay. So I'm going to play JCM. So for the running backs, I'm playing London and Pittman at wide receiver for sure. London and Pittman are at wide receiver. That one's easy. That one's done. I'm playing JCM at running back. That one's easy. That one's done. I would play Josh Jacobs, but I don't know if he's going to play or not. So I would play Rico Dowdle as your second running back, and then I would flex Jacobs, and if Jacobs doesn't play, pull him out of the flex and pick up somebody off waivers. Danny, Kyle, what's your score prediction for the Lions and Bucks game? 110 to 109. No defense. Gibbs 4 touchdowns, Monty 4 touchdowns, Jamo with 2, Amon-Ra St. Brown with 3. LKW, if Jacobs is out, Wilson has more upside for me, but Monty will be safer. Yeah, I threw Tutu Atwell out as like a risky upside play if you wanted to go with somebody. And I don't feel nearly as bad about that because Whittingham has been just as bad. I don't think Atwell has even been out there. I don't know if he's fully healthy because I've been watching the game and I don't know if I've seen him on the field yet. Maybe I've just missed him, but I don't remember seeing Atwell at all. Garrett Davis. Welcome to Hole and Chubb. Thanks for joining the exclusive Headliner Nation. Oh, Judkins is for sure a safe play. We still have Jaden Daniels higher than Caleb Williams. If Jacobs is out, Emmanuel Wilson, Henderson, Golden, Spears, or Harvey. Emmanuel Wilson. W. Sauter. Welcome to Hole and Chubb. Thanks for joining the exclusive Headliner Nation. Uno momento, por favor, chat. That Dallas-Washington game could be a ton of fun. A ton of fun. I'm still going to barely lean Mason Taylor right now since we don't know what's going to happen on Monday night yet with Cade Otton. I saw a couple of comments about Kyren Williams. He just had a decent gain. What's his day look like? He hasn't scored, so obviously that's not great. But he seems like he's done all right with the touches he's had. He's got 54 yards on 12 carries. I guess I'm surprised they haven't been running it more. Could have had a couple of touchdowns. I mean, it's not an awful day. Yeah, I don't think Tutu Atwell is even out there. Wait, Corum's running the football right now? Maybe something happened. Maybe Williams got banged up somewhere? I mean, obviously with the... Yeah, with the score, he might just be done. I'm surprised he didn't get more carries earlier in the game. That's what I meant. Not right now. Obviously, it's garbage time right now. But I'm surprised that it didn't happen like earlier in the game because they were up 21-0 at halftime. Jerry Jeudy, on a scale of 1 to 10 for how risky, I would say 8. Oh, Corum's running the football is dirty talk to Kyle? It is. I just bought a Blake Corum 1 of 10 rookie card yesterday to put in my son's stocking for Christmas. Mr. Tax, Scattaboo is probably safer than Ladd. Ladd has more upside. At Guapo. Flex 1, Bourne, Tez Johnson, or Bam Knight. I'm going to go Kendrick Bourne there. LNG, Nico Collins or Luke McCaffrey? Nico Collins. Thoughts on Panthers backfield? I mean, I think they're going to switch on and off. On and off. I think you're going to see one get a drive, another one get a drive. One get a drive, another get a drive. Oh, I did. Hold on a second. I'll go back and get it, Andres. My problem. Or my bad. Ethan. Kyle, low-key a great dad. FYI, hope I'm as good. Appreciate you, Ethan. That's the biggest thing in life, man. That's the biggest thing in life. I just want to be known as a good dad. No matter what I do in life, I just want my kids to just appreciate me. I know my daughter does. My daughter, she's at that age. She's at that age. She's in high school now. We have some back and forth. I hope that in the future she just looks back and she goes, you know what? Yeah. Probably should have listened to Dad a little bit more. That's okay, though. Garrett Davis, W. Sauter. I think I welcomed you both. Andres Rios. Becoming a member for the 24th month. Andres, appreciate you. What up, Big Tasty? Do I bench Ibuka for Vidal or Hubbard? I have Shepard, but I'm worried about the injury in a full PPR. I don't mind going with Vidal over Ibuka there. LOL, becoming a member for the 4th month. Rice or Olave today, sir? Thanks for all the help. If you want a safer floor, I go with Olave. If you want higher upside, you go with Rice. This one is one of those gut call ones. I could see Rice having a bigger day than Olave. So if you want some upside, I would go with Rice. Andrew Wong becoming a member for the 13th month. Kendrick Bourne or Romeo Dobbs? I feel something about Romeo Dobbs this week, man. Carlo Z, welcome to Hole and Chubb. Thanks for joining the exclusive Headliner Nation. My daughter is 9 going on 19. I am terrified. Callie, there is so much about that comment that hits me so hard. Lisa, how old are my kids? I'm not going to disclose their age just because I try to be protective over them with what I do. I try to be careful with that, so I'm not going to disclose their age. I will say my daughter is in high school. My son is a little bit younger than that. But so I've had some weird things. I had to file a police report recently because of people on the internet. So it can be a lot sometimes. It can be a lot sometimes. Internet is weird. Very much so. She's exactly like me, also terrifying. She's got some of me, and she's got some of her mother. So it can be terrifying for me, too. Lisa, it's okay. I appreciate it. It happens. It's unfortunate. Vidal or Wandell? I'll go Vidal. People can be weird. Yes, they can. When she's stuck on a question, Daniel. Rob, how do we join Discord? There is a pinned comment at the top of the chat from Anna that gives you directions on how to get into Discord. Anna, yes. Unfortunately, we live in a society where people feel like they're entitled to things that they shouldn't be entitled to. And I will say, as a male, that I probably do not experience that nearly as much as a female does. So, first quarterback with 5 tutties in an international game. Venom, welcome to Hole and Chubb. Thanks for joining the exclusive Headliner Nation. Jaslyn Simon, becoming a member for the 2nd month. Hey, Kyle, pick 3. Diggs Allen. Marvin Harrison, Tep McMillan. Give me Keenan Allen, Tep McMillan. And then if you want some more upside, Marvin Harrison Jr. Diggs might be a little safer. The Queen, Wandell, Dobbs, or Walker. If Jacobs is out, pick 2. Dobbs and Walker would be the 2 that I would pick. If I'm only picking 1, then I would go with Walker if you want to play it safe. Dobbs if you want more upside. Juan Wick. Celebrating a month with us. Kadont or Wandell for the flex? I will go with Wandell there. Jerry Harrison Jr. or Robinson? I would go with Marv. Dennis, Pollard, Jacobs, or Chubb for the RB slots? I mean, Jacobs until we know he can't start. If he can't start, then... I mean, Houston plays tomorrow night, so you could be fine there. Yeah, I mean, I would go Pollard and Jacobs, and if Jacobs doesn't start, put in Chubb. Nicholas DeStefano, celebrating 18 months with us. Is Jacobs going to play? I can't figure out how to get into Discord. If he isn't, should I go Wandell or Pollard in a full PPR? Nicholas, there is a pinned comment up above with directions on how to get into Discord. If you are having troubles with that, you can send us an email, info@thefantasyheadliners.com. Why is everybody saying wow? What happened? Did I do something? I don't know if Jacobs is going to play, Nick. He's a true game time decision. If he can't, I would go Pollard. That other raccoon becoming a member for the 17th month. Hey, Big Tasty, I'm in a full PPR. Debo out. I need a wide receiver between AO, Chris Moore, Jalen Lane. I will lean Chris Moore there. Toby Brigham, welcome to Holden Chubb. Thanks for joining the exclusive Headliner Nation. Tyler Bronowski becoming a member for the 10th month. Who do I sit? Alvin, Joe Mason, Monty, Addison, Diggs, or Walker. I only sit one. I sit Diggs there. Keisha. Half PPR, start Devontae Smith or AO or DJ Moore. I lean DJ Moore there. Brian Thomas Jr. has been limping around the entire game. I think something happened early to him. But another wide receiver injury wouldn't shock me at this point. Toby, I would just start Pittman. Swifty over 50. Did you have a question about how do we ask questions once there? In Discord? So you can ask questions in the chats. Jake and I can never guarantee that we'll get to questions in the chats just because there's so much conversations and things like that. And then, like, even the ping, like, we don't get pinged all the time. If you want the access to the ticket system, which guarantees questions to be answered by Jake and I, that is Excessive Chubb. So that's the highest tier. Adam, I'll go JK. Every year she drafts Devontae every year. I told people to not let her draft him this year. She took him in the second round. Oh my gosh. Dennis, full PPR, Olave, Odunze, Diggs, or Booty. I'll go Olave and Odunze. If BTJ is going to miss time, Parker Washington's going to be a priority ad this week. Ben, now that we know Swift is playing, Swift is probably a little safer than Dowdle. Dowdle still has more upside. Richard, Luke McCaffrey or Golden? I'm going to go Luke McCaffrey. Rico, Kamara, or Montgomery? Manu, I'm going Montgomery there. Scam Newton becoming a member for the 27th month. Need 3 in a full PPR. Walker, Robinson, Ingram, or Wilson if Jacob sits. If Jacob sits, yeah, I'm going Wilson, Walker, and Robinson. Yeah, the Jags are on a bye next week. Buys next week. It's bye-mageddon, so there's 6 teams on a bye. Detroit, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Arizona, Seattle, and Jacksonville. That's basically like Christmas to me, because when there's 6 teams missing, it takes so much less time to do content. That is 6 less teams I have to evaluate and 3 less matchups that I have to talk about. So content goes a little bit quicker next week. That guy Felix celebrating a month with us. Do you think I should see if Ibuka plays or start Vidal? I also have Jameson to switch to if Ibuka doesn't play. If you need upside, then go with Ibuka and just switch if you need to Jameson Williams. If you need safety, then go with Vidal. Yep. Ethan's channel gets all access. Everybody gets that. Murder Hornets, rapid fire. I've been answering a lot of questions. It's hard to rapid fire right now because there's a lot of players being talked about that have... I just can't just say an answer. Finally home. Hardly made it. Gonzalo, glad you're home safe. Ertz, Kraft, or Aten at tight end. I'm going to go with Ertz as your safest option. Kraft is the most upside. Dowdle, JCM, Pollard. One flex out of the above. Well, for the running backs, I would rank them JCM, Dowdle, Pollard in terms of upside, and then I would play JCM and Dowdle over Pollard. Adam. Let's go CMC. I would probably add Hunter before I add Washington. But my anticipation is that Hunter is already owned in a majority of leagues. Lil Nas Joy becoming a member for the 4th month. PPR, Fannin or Ertz? Ertz is safer. Fannin has much more upside. And then... If you want to play it safe, I go with Luke McCaffrey over A.J. Brown. If you want more upside and you're willing to risk it, go with A.J. Brown. The Goonies, Kamara or Dowdle? I'll go Kamara. It's a full PPR. Stem Base, becoming a member for the 13th month. Ethan, forehead kisses back to you. Have a great rest of the day, my man. Good morning, nation. Need 2 in the flex. Wandell, Pollard, Vidal, Dobbs, and DJ. Also, Luke or Moore for a PPR flex from the Commanders. Luke McCaffrey is safer for me. Moore has more upside. I lean Luke McCaffrey just a little bit. I would go Vidal for your second flex spot. Full PPR pick 2. Pittman, Rice, Addison, Amon-Ra, Robinson. Amon-Ra for sure. If you want to play it safe, I'm going with Michael Pittman. I mean, if it's my team, my personal team, I start Pittman and Amon-Ra St. Brown over Rashee Rice, and I don't even think twice about it. Some people are going to adamantly disagree with that, and I understand why. Bourne is probably a little bit of a safer bet than Booty. Yes, Booty probably has more touchdown potential. Jerry, you're welcome. Toby, I'll go with Vidal if you want to play it safe. Bango, I'm probably leaning K9 over Vidal. Vidal has, oh man, Vidal is probably safer. He probably has a little bit of a higher floor. I think Walker still has a higher ceiling. Venom, I'll go Waller over Pitts. McGritty becoming a member for the 17th month. Golden, Trey Tucker, or DJ Moore. Full PPR, I think Trey Tucker has the best floor there. And then a full PPR, Luke McCaffrey, Trey Tucker, KW3, or Vidal. I think Luke McCaffrey is your highest upside play. Trey Tucker is your safest play. Oh, man. So much tension in the shoulders. I need to... Daniel G. just joined in. Half PPR start 1. Genty, Scadabo, Odunze, or Collins. I'm starting Genty, and you can only start 1? What? Holy cow. I'm fine playing CD and Pickens together in this matchup. Diggs or Wan'Dale Robinson? Diggs has more upside. Wan'Dale Robinson is safer. Some dead hangs for the shoulders to like stretch them out. Tons of tension. Like here, like my traps up into my neck. I mean, I had Trevor Lawrence as a... Didn't I have Trevor Lawrence as a sit this week? Or was he a fringe? I had Trevor Lawrence as a sit this week, man. I mean, I didn't like this game for Jacksonville. Curry College running back ran for 522 yards. Holy crap. Yeah, with a minute 55, it'll be all Corum the rest of the way. Keisha, the problem with that, and I know you're a Titans fan, the problem with that is that I don't know what that offense is going to look like this week with Brian Callahan being gone. And I would like to see it for a week. And AO has not been a guy that has been super safe or consistent up to this point anyway. So I would like to see it before I play him. Kareem, I mean, if you want to play Ibuka, you can. I would go with McMillan unless you have somebody to play over Ibuka. Hunter almost had himself another one. Oh, that's not Hunter. Who is that? Oh, it's Diami Brown, I think. Joe, Kamara, White, or Judkins? Judkins. Alonzo, Henry or Waller today? I talked about it at the very top of the episode. Waller is fine still. That the weather is not supposed to be nearly as bad, apparently, as what they predicted. Manu, Kamara, Quentin Johnson, Olave, or Romeo Dobbs? I'll go with Kamara there. Dylan Reed, welcome to Hole and Chubb. Thanks for joining the exclusive Headliner Nation. We still have Daniels higher than Caleb this week. We have Daniels higher than Drake May still. Drop Benson for Woody. Talking Trey Benson? Can you not put him on the IR? Dylan, no, I don't think it's crazy to start Luke over Dobbs. No. Travis. Pick 2 wide receivers and 2 flex. Olave, Johnston, Ladd, Rice, Odunze, and Jordan Mason. My 2 wide receivers are going to be Odunze and Rice. My 2 flex are going to be Jordan Mason and then Ladd McConkey. Kenneth Walker and Vidal are pretty close for me. Jesus Pacheco becoming a member for the 13th month. I made it! Kendrick Bourne or Hubbard is the flex. Bourne has more upside than Hubbard. Alonzo, I'm going Jameson at the flex. Alton, I'm going Judkins over Rashad White. White probably has a little bit more upside. Should you trade Bucky or should you trade KW3 for Bucky? Yeah. If Trey Benson does come back, he's supposed to. I would rather have him over Woody. Little Arm, Evans, Mason, Worthy, or Keenan. Best bet is Mason there. If you have the potential to replace Evans on Monday Night Football, if he doesn't play, you could go that route for more upside. Yeah, I've got Judkins over White still. If you want more upside, then it would be White. You got it, Alonzo. Big money. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Daniel G. Genty, Quinchon, or Scat for RB2. You can only play one? The heck? I have to look at the rankings on that one if you can only play one. All right, let's see. We have Quinchon the highest there. Hurts or Goff? Goff has more upside for me than Hurts this week. For anyone asking about sitting Rico and Hubbard, I mean, it really depends on what you have on your roster. They're supposed to split. I still think Rico is probably the better play this week with how he's played and Hubbard being first time back. I still think Dowdle probably has the best shot. Kittle over Mason Taylor? Yes. And I would play Luke McCaffrey over Wandell. I would play Ingram over Otten. Woody or Sharp? Woody has more upside. Carlos, Dobbs or Quentin Johnston? Give me Dobbs there. I'm not entirely sure Quentin Johnston's 100%. Dobbs is going to be safer. Allen, Diggs, McCaffrey all over Dobbs. Yeah, you could. I think Dobbs over Diggs. I would lean Dobbs over Diggs. Kamara over JMO. Running backs I would play over Dowdle. Jonathan Taylor, Bijan Robinson, Christian McCaffrey, Jahmyr Gibbs, Josh Jacobs if he plays, Saquon Barkley, Quinshon Judkins, Javonte Williams, Devon Achane. I would have picked Kyron over Dowdle still today. If you want more upside, I would go Cam Scatabo over Dowdle. I would be okay with Breece Hall, Rashad White, Ashton Genty, J.K. Dobbins, JCM, Jordan Mason is starting to get close. DeAndre Swift is close. Kenneth Walker is close. David Montgomery, I would. Alvin Kamara, probably, especially if it's a PPR league. Andres, gifted 5 memberships to the Headliner Nation community. Appreciate you, Andres. Thank you very much. Kyle Reeves, becoming a member for the 28th month. Pick one in a standard league. Jordan Mason, Rashad White, or Vidal. Jordan Mason has a better floor. Rashad White has a better ceiling, even though it's standard. Also, we need a little hashtag Andres spamming up in the chat for his generosity, gifting 5 memberships. I need a stretch. Chat, what should I do after I get done? Part of me wants to go to the gym. I think I want to go get a workout in. I need to get my hair cut too. I might go get my hair cut first. In fact, let's check in right now to get our hair did. I'm going to go get my hair cut. I need to go to the gym. I have a couple of other things that I need to work on today, potentially. Can you watch football? So I think people are sometimes shocked by this. I don't watch a ton of football on Sundays. I do. There are some games that I definitely want to watch because they're good games. But Sunday during the day, Daniel, I'm going to do that. During the day on Sundays, I want to decompress. Because during the day on Sunday, I tend to take a lot of time beating myself up if there's certain plays that I didn't get right. And what I typically do is I'll relax during the day on Sunday, get some stuff done. I do a little grocery shopping if I need to, especially if my kids are coming back from their mothers. I will do that. And then I'll watch Sunday Night Football. I watch Monday Night Football. I'll check in on some of the afternoon games. I watch a lot of tape, though, on Mondays. King Wasabi, I would pick up Tez and play Ibuka and see what happens. Yeah, I just tend, if I watch a ton of football, especially the 1 p.m. games early on, my Sundays tend to be worse. And I don't like that. Especially if my kids are here. I don't want to be in a bad mood because my kids are here. Like today, like if Rashee Rice has a gigantic day today, I'm going to be beating myself up. And there's going to be people telling me in the comments, and it's going to be a miserable Sunday, and I don't want it to be. But that's just the way it is, unfortunately. And I felt like I told a lot of people to start Rashee Rice. I felt like my explanation on why I would potentially sit Rashee Rice was accurate and made sense, but there's a lot of people out there that just don't care, and they're going to be more interested in coming back tomorrow to tell me how stupid I am in this afternoon. So today could be a really terrible day for me, and I'm kind of prepared for it at this point. I hope it's not. I hope Rashee Rice does just enough that those of you that started him, he has a super solid day, but I hope he doesn't have such a huge day that I hear about it. If we could find a happy medium, I would appreciate it. Pittman, KW3, Bourne, or Luke McCaffrey? Pittman. In the end, it doesn't even matter. I will definitely have Linkin Park on during my workout sesh, though, for sure. Jeremy, in a PPR, start 1 wide receiver, 1 running back, 1 flex. Ramondre, Woody, Pollard, Diggs, Chris Moore. Ramondre for your running back. Wide receiver, I'm going to go Diggs. If you want more upside, go Chris Moore on the flex. Pollard if you want to play it safe. Appreciate you all. Thank you very much. Colin, I would lean Chris Moore over Tez right now. King Wasabi, no. I would pick up Tez and then play Ibuka. If he doesn't, then go with Tez. Jay does it, becoming a member for the 8th month. In a full PPR, pick 2, need upside. Nix, Stroud, Fields. Give me Nix. Dowdle, Marv, Addison, Sharb. Give me Addison. And give me, if you want more upside, it's Marvin Harrison. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you all have a great Sunday. Hopefully everybody has a great day. Somebody do a wellness check on me in a couple of hours in Discord. I would appreciate it. I'm going to go get my hair cut. I'm going to go work out. I've got some other stuff I'm going to take care of. Hopefully everybody has a great day. Hopefully your fantasy teams are excellent this week. Hopefully you all get some dubs. Peace out, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you all in the next episode of the Fantasy Headliners. See you later, everybody.
When the game on the line, you can't fold and you can't bend. Y'all be playing it safe and I be going for the win. Remember back when they was